Welcome to the Dr. Joe Show. I'm Joe, and this is cigar review number 21. Hard to believe, but we are climbing up there. Subscriber-wise as well. This weekend we hit 600 subscribers, so give yourselves a hand. That's awesome. I'm happy. I hope you're happy. We're in for a little bit of a mix-up here, as luckily, first of all, everybody's been going crazy for Cohiba. My vacation's not over yet, and I swear, if I have to cancel every plan I have, I'm going to get that Cohiba episode out before I go back to work on Wednesday. So it'll be up probably Monday, Tuesday at the latest. However, it's not time for a Cuban review. It is non-Cuban cigar review day, and I am jumping back into Tatuaje. We already did a, pretty much a decent brand history on for a 10-year-old brand, 11-year-old brand. We did a decent brand history, and so we can do a much shorter format like we did with the La Ep21 cigar. We're not going to do these, 2-hour videos all the time. We will be doing plenty more of them for those who like them, and I know there are a lot of you out there who do, as I read the comments and reply to them. But we'll also be doing a lot of shorter, half-hour and under, hopefully even get into the 20-minute range where you can just knock out reviews on new cigars, of which we already covered everything there is to know about the brand. However, Tatuaje, even though it's only 10 years old, there are so many different things that have happened during those 10 years that it has a rich history, if not in just, trivial things, like little happenings, like the Monster series, and, what we're going to talk about today, the Black, Tatuaje Black, which really may have been the cigar that really took the brand from being a, niche type boutique brand that was gathering quite a following into all of a sudden a brand that everybody knew about, every cigar smoker who frequents any kind of shop knew about. It was that big of a deal. We're going to talk a little bit about why. And why are we talking about this? Well, because of the 10th anniversary re-release of the original Tatuaje Black. Holy shit! Now, it's not what it sounds like. A lot of people got the wrong idea. We're going to get into that. We're going to talk all about what exactly it is. It is a jar, but it's not a jar like this, and we will cover all of that. But we're not smoking the Black today. We're not smoking the Tatuaje Black Corona Gorda, the new 10th anniversary release that came out. We are smoking one of the 17 now vitolas in the Black line, the Petite Lancero. One of my personal favorite size-wise, because all you guys know out there, this is very similar to La Ep21 cigar in a way. 38, but a little shorter. And we're going to smoke that and see how that compares. Well, not even compares to anything really, just how it is. And we're going to talk a little bit about the Black line, how it grew into this thing where it's 17 vitolas large, what the original Black was and what it meant to the cigar industry, and especially what it meant to Tatuaje. And then we're just going to cap off and talk about tiny bit about the new Black release, because I'm saving most of that for when we actually smoke the new Tatuaje Black, because thanks to one of my viewers, and this is the thing about this show, I really have been blessed. Yeah, I put a lot of work into it and I make nothing doing it. For all you guys who see those ads and everything, yeah, I'm trying to make a couple of pennies here and there. It really, what it does is it ties in with the ads I have on my old knife site that I really don't do anything with anymore. The knife site with all the ads on it makes about $80. It's pathetic. It makes like $80 a month. That combined with this just pushes me over the $100 limit where Google gives me, if you don't make over $100, it goes on to next month, for those of you who know anything about AdSense. So right now, I'm making crap. I'm making like $100 a month. It's, this is not something you do for money. But I put the commercials there anyway because they add up and they do give me a couple of bucks to buy some extra cigars with, and at least pushes me over that $100 limit. One day, who knows, maybe I'll actually get the Dr. Joe website back up and running, because if I can do that, that may be an actual source for some kind of revenue. But I'm just way too busy right now. You know, there's so many ways I can think of making money, but, you know, I would need 72 hours a day just to start implementing any of them. It's just, you know, it is what it is. Luckily, though, I don't really have to, because I'm happy with everything I got, which is not much, you know, but I have family, I have friends, I have a great existence as far as cigars go. And that's what cigars do for me. You know, I always have that to look forward to. I have a decent job, making a couple of bucks, and you know what? At the end of the day, I come back and cigars are always there for me, and they always take me to that place that I can't get to through any other means, really. Just like kind of take me away. But that's a long story for another time. Yeah. So let's get into it. Oh, and why I was going off on that tangent about viewers and subscribers and everything, and why I'm so happy with, you know, 600. My viewers are awesome. I gotta tell you, they really are. You guys rock. I'm saying they really, like I'm talking. Who am I talking to? You guys are awesome. You guys rock. So far, there are going to be so many episodes coming up just because of things that viewers have done for me. One viewer who I will not name yet because I didn't really ask if he wanted to be mentioned or not, and I don't like doing that. But when I smoke the cigar, by that time I will, if he wants to be. One viewer contacted me and happens to live in the Vegas area, and contacted me talking about Opus X and how he goes to Casa Fuente and, you know, smokes there and loves Opus X cigars after we did that whole Fuente episode. And I said, and I felt kind of like, you know, I don't like asking people for things, but I gotta have, you know, I've only had one chance in my life to smoke one, and I really wanted to have one for the show. So I asked him, if you're right by Casa Fuente, if it's not too much trouble, can I mail you a check, a couple of bucks, whatever, pick me up a couple of Casa Fuentes? The guy, I don't want any money, you know, just, you know, cigars are a social. He gave me his whole, you know, outlook on cigars, and which I totally agree with, but, you know, I always have to offer to pay for what I'm asking for. And he sent me 3 beautiful Casa Fuente cigars, which are absolutely awesome, and we're going to smoke those on the show later on. That's really cool because a lot of people, you know about that cigar and want to know more about it, but there's really not a lot about it on the internet. So it'll be cool to know, if you go to Vegas, because that's the only place you can get them, is it worth spending that kind of money to smoke one of these things? Another viewer, awesome guy, again, not going to say anything yet until I do the episode of who it is and everything, but has graciously, without asking for a thing, sent me some very, very nice aged Cuban cigars that we'll be getting into, so that's awesome. And both of you guys, certainly, I am, like I said, I'm so tied up right now, and on top of everything, I'm a fucking terrible procrastinator. I really am. Believe it or not, all these videos, that shows how much I love cigars, because I procrastinate with fucking everything. You guys will be getting some really nice cigars from me, so don't worry about that. And a third viewer did me a great favor just this afternoon. I forgot all about the fucking new Black Jar release. I forgot all about it. It was supposed to come out in September 2013 to celebrate Tatuaje's 10th year in business as a company. And I knew about that, and I was looking forward to it, and it was delayed. And, you know, I've been so involved in the whole Cuban side of things, and it was delayed so much that it just completely somehow fucking slipped my mind. I'm ashamed. I really am. Anyway, the guy was typing, I have the letter right there. I'll read it in a little bit. But he's basically saying, hey, I went to this blah, 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 and he mentions Tatuaje Black Jar release, and I'm like, oh, fuck. So I ran online. Luckily, there are a couple of sites, quite a few sites actually, that still have them left. I was really in no danger of not getting one. Thing is, they made 10,000 jars of 19 of these things coming out. So you could probably still get some if you didn't know about it, or you want. And I think the price is, we're going to talk about that a little, 190 bucks. Jar, 19 cigars, Tatuaje Black. How can you go wrong? So that's another cool thing is, for the first time in a long time, because usually I just go to the shop, or a shop or something, I've ordered from a non-Cuban online cigar vendor. So we're going to see how that site is. You know, just I'll let you know, shipping-wise, price-wise, 190 bucks. Shipping, free. I feel like a bit of a scumbag because $190 for this seems like so little to me. I don't even know how they're making any money. You know, I mean, I've been in the cigar industry selling cigars. It just does not seem like a lot. And, you know, they had a little coupon code thing, so I did the whole go on Google and type in, you know, blah, blah, blah cigars, coupon, and I got a free it would have cost me 12 bucks in shipping. I got free shipping. So 190 bucks, free shipping, you know, and basically they have the little comment section, and I say, hey, first time ordering here, really looking forward to it, glad you guys had this. Check my, you know, cigar channel out at, you know, YouTube, Dr. Joe Show. So, you know, basically saying it without saying it that, don't send me a fucked up jar because you'll regret it. But, you know, I mean, nobody's probably going to know anyway. I mean, 600 viewers is a lot, but it's not a lot. You know what you know, so whatever that is. But I'll mention them when we do. But we're going to save that for the actual release of the black jar. We're not going to talk too much about that. So let's get to the cigar, do our pre-light and all that. We're going to, like I said, we're going to try to keep these episodes short. But some of them, like this one, have a little additional factual stuff going on. So whatever needs to be mentioned will be mentioned. Time frame, it is what it is. We're going to do our first third, second third, third third, blah, 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 see how the cigar is. And we're going to talk a little bit about the history of the Tatuaje Black. I'll keep it pretty brief. And then in the end, talk a little bit about the new black coming out. But again, we're going to save most of that for when the jar actually gets here. So, without any further riffraff, let's light her up. Now, this is actually kind of a little weird because I remember this particular cigar, it is counted twice in the 17 vitolas of the Black Series. But there were actually two releases of it. One had a pigtail, one didn't. The original one was limited to 5,000 cigars, not much. And then they came out with a second one, this one, which they call regular production. I don't really know what that means because I don't think you can, I know you can't just get these anymore, you know, so they're not really regular production. I don't know how many they made, whatever. All I do know is I smoked a lot of them. I had this box. I only have, this box is empty. I only had 5 of these left, so now I'm going to have 4 left. But I really did like them. Has that great Nicaraguan cigar smell and that smell that's really unique to Tatuaje. Kind of that woody, sweet, you know, the foot has a very, very sweet aroma, sweet, spicy aroma. And the outer wrapper leaf has this really woody, earthy kind of smell. Very, very nice. Talk about this a little. Let's light up. I love Tatuaje, man. I really, whoo, right away. Peppery spice on the tongue, right away. Sweet, musky, very woody. A lot of cedar in there. A lot of cedar. A lot of spice already, just on the tongue, just the filler. Spicy. Here comes some more earthy, deep vegetal type notes. Really nice pre-draw, fairly complex. A lot going on. A lot going on. Now these came out in 2011, it's 2014, so these have a few years on them. You know, one of the things that we're really going to get into soon is aging. And I even want to do some aging with non-Cuban cigars, which really isn't a big thing, and I think I know why. Cuban cigars, you know, aging Cuban cigars has always been a thing since the inception of Cuban cigars. And from brand to brand, everything always differs, and from box to box, from the way each box is aged over time, especially if you're talking 20, 30 years. But the one constant you always have is that it's all Cuban tobacco, all from the same region. When you talk about non-Cuban cigars, you have not only so many different regions involved, Dominican Republic, Nicaragua, Honduras, Ecuador, even places like, shit, I know cigars that have Grecian, Greek tobacco in them. Then there's tobacco from Jamaica, Canary Islands, all over little brands, stuff like that here and there, Connecticut. And then, of course, so many different strains from each of these. Ooh, very nice draw, very, very floral, musty, woody, very sweet, pungent aroma. Good amount of salt, very deep, earthy flavor. And right away, even after this much time, 2.5, 3 years, harshness. But this is odd, and I like this with Tatuaje. It's harshness that I'm feeling kind of where you retrohale, the back of the palate, roof of the mouth, nasal, but not that really sharp kind of harshness that hurts. It's almost like a peppery, a wash of this peppery feeling that goes all around, because it's on the tongue too, and then it's up back in the nasal cavity. This is a very... Ooh. This is nice. This is a very complex little cigar. Wow, that shut me up quick. Wow. Spicy. Peppery, spicy. Wowee, man. It almost seems as if this thing got stronger since I last remember it. Or maybe I've just been smoking too many Cuban cigars. We're going to have some fun with this. This is very nice so far on the light pre-draw. Very nice. Very spicy right now. Very full. Smoke is rather mellow, wispy. But the flavors are just outrageous. They're just banging. Fireworks, man. A lot of salt. But not so much that it's covering up everything else. Very, very flavorful stuff. Very, like I said, sweet, floral, musky, pungent aroma. Very nice. I'm going to let this sit and just cook for a minute while I finish what I was saying. Aging. So with non-Cuban cigars, you have all these different factors going on. You really have no constant except for time itself. So you never know what you're going to get. And the only way to tell what you're going to get from one cigar to another is to actually age them. There is no way to speed up the aging process. It's been tried. It's been tried by several people in several different ways, and it's never really worked. To an extent, beside breathing cigars to get rid of ammonia, and that in itself is not good for the actual overall long-term aging process. But like I said, we're going to get into aging soon with Cuban cigars. I really want to see over time certain cigars that I feel may have some potential. I'm going to tuck away and see what they're like in 20 years. I don't know. I don't think they'll ever command as much value as aged Cuban cigars do, because they would be skeptical as to what they're actually buying. There'd have to be some rarity involved. It would have to be a brand they already know they love. It couldn't just be like, a box of Cuban Davidoff Dom Perignon aged 30 years commands $20,000. Prices don't matter to me. In a comment, when I'm buying, they matter, but they don't matter. It doesn't matter what they become worth, because like I said in the comment before, I'm not in it. I don't store my cigars because I plan on selling them later. Like my jar collection, one day those jars will be empty. I may be fucking 65, but they'll be empty because I'm going to smoke them. I'm not going to sit on cigars taking up space for 30 years and then miss the end reward for what? A bundle of cash? If God forbid, it comforts me to know if God forbid I needed to, I could, make a little windfall, but not what I'm aiming for. Anyway, that's that with aging. Like I said, I really want to get into it. It does make a huge difference. I think I have a load of information gathered from a million different sources and from a personal experience, and I feel that I can put together an episode with far more information than you'd find in any one place on the internet, and more information that you'll find, the stuff that you won't find on the internet at all. I think it'll open eyes to a lot of people who are thinking about aging cigars, and those who didn't even have the idea may suddenly decide, wow, maybe it's a good idea. I have some tricks up my sleeve and some things I want to share with you about that, and it's going to be fun. So you can look forward to that this summer, as well as, I keep saying, the Winador episode. We are going to build that fucking thing. I said I am. I'm going to do it. I'm not spending $2,000 on a thing that I can build for $500, and I'm going to show you how. So, hopefully it works after I build it. Otherwise, it'd be pointless. Let's get into the history of the Tatuaje Black. Say goodnight, Max.